This video shows how to install the MetaFlow's award-winning behavioral malware detection software in your network infrastructure. Try it today, for free, and be amazed of what you can find out about your network. To get started with the installation, simply go to nsm.metaflows.com and click on Create Your Account. Fill all the required fields of the registration form, and use your email as your user ID. For security reasons, we do not allow email from third-party email providers such as Gmail, Yahoo, etc. So, please, use an email with your own private domain. After you click on Create My Account, you can immediately log in, using the user ID and password you just entered. When you first log in, we will show some important information on how to configure your hardware. One interface needs to be connected to your switch as a regular host so that the software can communicate with MetaFlows on port 80 and port 443. The other interface will be connected to a span or mirror port originating from your Ethernet switch. For this, you need to configure a span or mirror port to send a copy of your traffic to the MetaFlows software. It is best to configure your switch to span or mirror the bidirectional traffic of the Ethernet port that connects your switch to your firewall. If you need help configuring your switch, please send us email at support@metaflows.com or call us at 1-877-664-7774. The MetaFlows security system can also be installed in virtualized network environments, such as Amazon EC2 or the Microsoft Azure Cloud, where you do not have access to the underlying hardware. Please contact us for the configuration in these types of environments. Next, you can review the requirements for your sensor hardware. The absolute minimal requirements are 4 GB of RAM and 2 physical Ethernet interfaces. But the more processing cores and more RAM you can provide, the more traffic you can monitor. Our software will scale to any hardware you provide, up to 10 gigabits per second. For example, as shown in the graph, if you run on an 8-core machine with 16 gigabytes of RAM, you will be able to monitor a very saturated gigabit link. The dashboard provides some helpful web links to help you in the setup. For example, we provide a web link for the CentOS 7 install process. Our software only requires the minimal install and works best using the default disk partitioning configuration. Another link can be used to learn how to set up the mirror port on your switch. The great majority of switches today provide this important functionality and can be easily configured with simple command line instructions or web configuration forms. If you try to add a sensor, the system will ask you to contact MetaFlows in order to enable your trial. Please send us an email or give us a call to confirm that you have reviewed the installation information and you are ready to go. After we enable your trial, you will be able to add a sensor. Adding a sensor is simple. A short configuration form leaves a large number of values at their default. Later, after you deploy the sensor, you can come back and change all the other advanced options. Using the short form, you choose a sensor name, a sensor domain, and a description of the sensor location. These parameters are completely up to you and not critical. However, 2 very important parameters need your attention. They are the correct name of the Ethernet interface receiving the mirrored traffic and the home net. Typically, this is the network address of your LAN, like 192.168.1.0/24. Please, make sure you use the correct value. If necessary, you can also list multiple network addresses. Once you click Save, you are ready to start the trial. First, download the software using a command line utility, such as curl. After extracting the software, cd to nsm. Then, Enter the command setup.sh. In order to proceed with the installation, please enter your email to indicate you agree with our licensing terms. Most users will then answer yes to all subsequent installation options. After the install, start the software with the command shown. The first time it starts, the system asks to select the type of sensor you are installing. Please select Type 1, SAS sensor. Then, enter the username and password you used to register at nsm.metaflows.com. This will download the list of sensors you configured in your account. You then simply choose one of the sensors from the list to bind it to this particular hardware. In this case, 0, because you only have one sensor. These initialization steps are only done once and will not be repeated again. Once you first start the sensor, you will not need to perform any more command line operations because our software self-updates automatically and can be entirely managed with the web interface. Everything you do from now on will happen through the browser. If the install is working correctly, you will see an LED light on the top right corner of your browser turn from red to yellow to blue and finally to green. Green signifies that you are receiving real-time data from the sensor. Now you can monitor its performance and view the events it generates by clicking on the real-time menu option. Most people that see this real-time activity for the first time immediately discover many new interesting things about their network. Historical reports will typically reveal even more interesting information. We hope you will give MetaFlows software a try. You will be amazed of what you can find out about your network. Thank you for your time, and do not hesitate contacting us for more information.